see us, and over to you.
All right, thanks so much, Jenna. Well, have you ever heard of the Black Devils? Well, they were the only all-African-American unit in the entire U.S. military with all black officers and soldiers.
We're joined by Dr. Jeff Gusky, who's discovered the only surviving trace of this unit from the World War I in France, and it's on display now at the Smithsonian National Museum of African-American History and Culture in D.C. Good morning to you, Doctor. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Such a cool discovery. Oh, back home in Philly, okay.
I graduated high school at Palmyra, went to Cinnaminson.
Oh, cool.
Oh, we always love to talk to natives.
Yeah, natives.
My two brothers live here.
Oh, cool. That's good to know. So what a cool discovery. How did you get into and start finding out information about...
I was working on the 100-year anniversary of World War I. I found a hidden world of World War I and stumbled onto the only trace of a black combat unit. And at a time when we're facing a crisis with the coronavirus, this is a story that unites us as a country around race.
Right.
So I went to the Smithsonian, met with the chief curator of the African American Museum, and halfway through the meeting, Dr. Rex Ellis says, "Jeff, you have stumbled onto I Have a Dream before I Have a Dream."
That is something.
And then he said it again. And coming from him, that is a big deal.
Right.
So it turns out this is the story of what should have happened after the Civil War and did, and we don't know it did. The unit that I discovered, it's almost like a mystical bridge across time, because it turns out they were the only all African American unit in the entire U.S. military. And 101 years ago, when they fought so patriotically for our country, they were already 49 years in existence.
Wow.
That is amazing.
It is.
So talk to us a little bit about the exhibit and what that will feature. So what can people gather from that?
Well, my photographs of this only trace of an African-American combat unit are in the exhibit. And then a second discovery, unrelated, is the only example in American history when two African-American heroes both die in the same battle, both nominated for the Medal of Honor. They were cotton pickers, and it was covered up because it would have shattered the myth of Jim Crow. But this discovery is really at the core because it reconnects us to the moral moment of the Civil War and gives us hope. It reconnects us to that long, difficult journey of rehumanization. We got stuck along the way. You know, I think about in crisis, when we have a 9/11 moment, complete strangers run into danger to save the lives of complete strangers, and we never see race. The same in the ER, where if there's a house fire and a policeman or a fireman runs into the flames to save the lives of a mother and 3 children, when she comes out, she doesn't see race, she sees human. And that is what America is about. It's a way of being human that unites us all. And this story helps us to transform the wound that has been racism and to see differently.
Well, I was going to say, you know, you think about it, World War I, the early 1900s, what it must have been like for those soldiers back then, not only dealing with the war, but the war at home, too.
Well, what we don't realize is that there was a time after the Civil War where there was hope in America. And this unit was formed by returning Civil War soldiers from the land of Lincoln, just after Lincoln is assassinated. And they become the living embodiment, the torchbearer of Lincoln's vision of freedom for all of us. They form an all African-American, all volunteer militia. And that becomes the epicenter for an entire community, men, women, generation upon generation, and they succeed in every area of modern life. The key is the way they saw themselves.
Right.
They never saw themselves as humanly inferior or second-class anything.
I love that.
They radiate dignity and pride. They loved America unconditionally when America didn't understand them.
That is amazing, Dr. Gusky. Well, please give us more information where we can learn more about this.
People can go on my LinkedIn site or on my website, but the story is just breaking. So also my YouTube channel, there's a little bit on the story.
Okay, so YouTube, Dr. Jeff Gusky?
It's just Jeff Gusky.
All right.
We're going to check that out.
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
It's an honor to be here.
Shedding light on
Thank
this.
you.